Shooters. You played them, I've played them, hell, even Vin Diesel plays Call of Duty apparently. Whether you're familiar with Activision's yearly overpriced DLC or Valve's bi-decade Half-Life releases, you have more likely than not played a shooter game. I mean, shooters are the most popular genre of video game, so surely they are pretty stale after being mainstream since the original Doom in 1993. And yeah, they are definitely getting stale. And that's why, in this video, I am going to be discussing these Shooters 3. If you have an itch for a new shooter that is actually interesting, that breaks away from the main formula pushed out by big AAA studios. But for the purpose of not having a 20-minute intro, let's get into the first game. Trepang 2. If you haven't already heard of this game, then you almost definitely know the series it's inspired by, Fear. But I'm not talking about Fear in this video, because I haven't even played it. So let's get straight into the meat of the game. First off, you can slow down time, which makes your shots count. And by count, I mean ensuring that there's nothing left of your enemies but a red mist. It's like walking into your job at the butcher shop with a shotgun. And you're not really just killing these enemies, you're making sure their families will need dental records. Did I mention that you start the game with this ability? Yeah, right out the gate. You're already a one-person army. But no, that's not all. You can turn invisible and completely screw with everyone in your path. You can literally fucking smack them around and sneak up behind them. Or you can just do more demented things like blow up their comrades in front of them. The cool thing about the mechanics in this game is your abilities and stamina are tied to how quickly you dish out death to your very fortunate patience, and the faster you turn your enemies into soup, the more powerful you get. It's like an action movie on crack, except wait, quack, quack. Because wait, you can also dual-wield explosive 12-gauge shotguns. And what's this? You can stick enemies to walls with really, really big, long, hard sticks? Bro! This fucking gun just stuck him to the wall! The gameplay alone isn't what makes the game as fun as it is, though, because let's not forget the enemy voice lines. It's like a horror movie and a stand-up comedy decided to go on fentanyl and then have a baby. I mean, these guys scream, curse, and bicker like they're auditioning for a role in a dark comedy. Because that's absolutely what it is. That is what this game is. It is a dark comedy.
Peter, what are you doing? Crack? What the fuck?
It's the kind of absurdity that makes turning them into paste way funnier than it needs to be, and also like 10 times more satisfying. Because they'll like do like a total gotcha moment and then get absolutely obliterated. The environments, well, they're as varied as they are almost weird or scary at times. 1 minute you're creeping through horror movie corridors and the meat computer room? Each new level feels like a brand new egg to be cracked, just like half the people on Twitter raging about pronouns.
Guess what? Fucking pronouns!
In summary, Trepang 2 is what happens when an action movie does way too many drugs. I mean, it's chaotic, it's violent, it's an absolute blast. If you're into fast-paced shooters with a supernatural twist, then this is your jam. My rating is a 9 out of 11. Also, the word Trepang means cucumber. I thought I should mention that. If you've been following my channel, you already know that ULTRAKILL is my favorite shooter, even though it's not fully released yet. The early access release is a borderline masterpiece and a very intense mix of style and movement, and some pretty insane music. I mean, listen to this shit. ULTRAKILL is loosely based off of Dante's Inferno as well as Greek myth and Christianity. In this world, God tried to destroy hell out of shame and then failed and then ran away like a little crybaby. Obviously, this leaves heaven in chaos and hell is running a little wild. You'll fight through some pretty insane environments that are packed with lots of different demons and robots, as well as a specific fallen angel. This angel has daddy issues. This angel has daddy issues? To get the most out of ULTRAKILL, you'll need to play aggressively and stylishly, obviously, because there is a style meter, and the style meter rewards you for making each encounter as fucking insane as possible while looking cool, which if you do not change up what weapon you're using, or how you're using it, or comboing, then you are fucked and you are not doing it correctly, because you will not end up getting that P rank. But one of the perks also to playing aggressively is, well, you don't die if you're good, because it's what heals you. The blood is what heals you. Blood is literally fuel. I am not kidding.
Why can't we just eat a nut instead of consuming blood? Is your CPU corrupted or are you just really stupid? This is the reason I was manufactured.
Not to mention all of the weapons interact in very weird ways. I mean, coins? What the fuck are coins? Why do I shoot coins? Is this a martial art? Is this a new martial art? Is this new? Is this real? Can I do this in real life?
Fuck!
Anyways, while you're meticulously making your enemies into a new pizza, you'll be listening to hardcore drum and bass, breakcore, and metal. Some of my favorite pieces of music ever have been in this game. Like, I mean, you got... And of course, but not to talk about the music for too long, let's talk about the bosses. They are brutal, especially if you haven't figured out the cheese strats yet. On your first playthrough, definitely play on standard, then second, probably play on violent, or brutal if you're fucking insane. I started the game on violent myself, but if you're not used to, like, the most insane gameplay of any first-person shooter ever, I'd recommend you take it slow with standard first, and then move to violent. Yeah, it's kind of tough. It's not an easy game. ULTRAKILL also has a lot of assistant settings though, so you can change the speed of the game to be slower, or you can have auto-aim, some visual adjustments, and even butt plug support if you're into that. The soundtrack goes hard, and with the right difficulty, you're in for a great time. Overriding, well, it's a 9.5 out of 10, even though it's not even a finished game. And yes, I think it'll be a 10 when it releases. But before the next segment, let's actually talk about some interesting lore in the game, because first up, the game takes place in an alternate timeline where technology advanced at a very fast rate, and in World War I, they were already ahead of where we are now. It ended up causing a global devastation, if you know what I mean. And another fascinating detail is the terminals where you buy your weapons are actually alive. So I had to re-record this section because I realized that I didn't do a good job explaining, and also due to the fact that I was just not performing very well in terms of voicing this section. But I also happened to get COVID while editing this video. So for the rest of the video, or at least this section, I'm going to be talking like this because I have COVID. They interact with you out of sheer boredom and literally have nothing else to do. It's a bizarre touch that adds depth to the game's weird and honestly kind of twisted world. Also, content warning, self-harm. And something truly dark about this game is that the trees in the violence layer are actually depicted as suicide victims, which is kind of insane. And every time a branch falls off of these trees, it feels like they're literally losing a limb, which is fucking insane. But if you're sensitive to dark themes, this is kind of your content warning for the game. There's a lot of dark stuff in the lore. Now onto the Ready or Not section, where I don't have COVID. But now that we've wrapped up my yappination about ULTRAKILL, let's dive into the deepest and darkest section of this video on the game Ready or Not. Ready or Not is a first-person tactical shooter and a spiritual successor to the SWAT series, if you know what I'm talking about. If you enjoyed the Clean House mission from Modern Warfare 2019, then you might actually like this type of gameplay. It's all room-to-room clearing and tactical decisions in this game with an emphasis on realism, which I know a lot of people really like in games. But the thing is, this game is not easy, and you will be heavily punished for missteps. One wrong move could end a mission and cause your AI teammates to be less effective the next time you go into that mission. It is a game where every decision matters, much like real SWAT officers, and it adds a unique layer of tension that is actually rare in many shooters. What really sets Ready or Not apart from other tactical shooters like Rainbow Six Siege...
So, we're in copper. I'm gonna have to ask you to rotate around the objective. Cardiac. Sensor deployed.
...is its focus beyond multiplayer. The game has insane detail in its environments and world building, creating a narrative that reveals some of humanity's darkest aspects, and your teammates in-game will even react to this, which enhances the immersion a lot. One mission in particular that is absolutely horrific is Valley of the Dolls. I should add another content warning here. This is your warning again. This operation is absolutely fucked. You and your team head to the home of a notorious adult star, Amos Vol, during his daughter's 18th birthday. What you find when you get there is a mess of destroyed hard drives, uncooperative security, and an unsettling basement, to say the least. There you'll discover barrels, children's clothes, and flies. But it gets worse. In the next room, there is a deranged shrine to his daughter, complete with disturbing scrawlings. It's pretty gross. If you weren't already questioning humanity, you will be after this mission. Time to rewatch some cat videos for my sanity.
Balls itch.
Yo! Although this game had a weak launch after a strong early access period, it still delivers on some of the most detailed world building and environmental storytelling I've encountered in a game. For those keen to dive deeper into the lore, please watch Shane Please Shut Up's breakdown videos for a more impressive analysis than just my "oh my god, la pedophilia bad." But it's not just the story that shines. The level design and enemy eye are incredibly reactive and realistic, mimicking real-life behavior. Whether you're up to arrest a group of addicts or seasoned veterans, the gameplay offers a lot of variability, and replaying missions can lead to different strategies, whether you're charging in or carefully planning like an actual SWAT officer would. But you must be prepared for unpredictability. Suspects can actually fake being dead or incapacitated. And there's also traps everywhere, so you gotta stay on your toes for each mission. Before we wrap up this segment, I will say that the realism in this game is crazy. I mean, the gunshots are so fucking loud even with suppressors. The graphics are stunning. As far as I can remember, the game is set to be upgraded to Unreal Engine 5 relatively soon, which will enhance both the graphics and performance. When you play Ready or Not, you gotta give a lot of attention to the tactical decisions you're making, and also the stress management of your fellow SWAT officers. And also there's just the gut-wrenching storytelling in some missions, holy shit. And yeah, I rate this game an 8.5 out of 10. It could have been a 9, but fucking weak-ass launch. So, you've made it to the end of the video. I appreciate it. Seriously, it means the video probably wasn't shit. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and let me know what you liked about it in the comments. Consider checking out one of my recent videos like the ULTRAKILL challenge or the COD Zombies Transit remake video if you're into gameplay content. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.